Lemon Amiga present a Playguide video review. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Miles to target. Enemy aircraft approaching. Heads up, chaps, here they come. Okay, chaps, this is bandit territory. Fire! Fire!
Hello, welcome to another Lemon Amiga Playguide review. This time it's Lancaster. This was released by CRL's Actual Screenshots label in 1989. And so Lancaster is where I'm from, Lancashire, and so we're getting around to reviewing this game. It was requested by Jeremy Dyke in 2013. So in this one it's a simulator. We can get to turn on and off various things from this list, and doing that will make it run faster, which is a damn good job because I had a heck of a time trying to get this running. This is an Amiga 500 00 AAC crack that we're running at the moment, and I'm hoping that this makes the game even playable. At the start, after choosing all those options, we can choose a night raid, a day raid, a dawn raid, and you can see all those are variable in difficulty. Let's choose dawn, and let's also choose our gunner. And these will have various effects on the game. Let's go for the easiest gunner. He's the middle one. He's called Thompson, and he's got the glasses on. Let's check out his profile. Gunner Thompson, age 23, has done no missions. That means we start right from the beginning of the game. It's the 3rd of the 5th, 1942, and maybe that's the 5th of the 3rd. We'll soon get to find out as we get to play this game, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning, which counts as a dawn raid in this game. The start of the game, on the first mission we have to fly out towards the enemy territory, and this is us using the mouse pointer. You can see the enemy objective is clearly on that map. All we need to do is to click on it, but oh no, the bomber is under attack.
What the hell is going on back there?
Unfortunately, I've put this on training mode, and every single thing that we do in this training mode will pop up some dialogue onto that screen, making it as jerky and unplayable as it can possibly be. And hopefully once we've shot a few things and read all this stuff, it will then disappear, and it even gives us an aiming target. Yes, we're supposed to aim for all of those planes that are shooting at us on that screen.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
You might notice there are also some bombers behind us, and you can also see that they move up and down, and everything moves up and down as we get hit. So this is trying to be a rear gunner simulator. Yes, we're not moving forwards in this game, we're actually pointing backwards. And fool, that was one of ours, you've destroyed it. And look at that, one of the bombers behind us, one of the 3 bombers, is now plummeting to the ground. We've shot it down. So this is supposed to be a simulator combined with an action game, and all we need to do is, well, at the moment I'm just messing around trying to blow everything up, trying to get off this ridiculous training mission, and we're still on target, still 21 miles to the target, and all we need to do is to survive this. You can see we can also check out our front view at any point as well, and our rear gunner will still carry on rear gunning even in front view, so we can see what's happening all around us. And yes, this is a 3D simulator, or it's supposed to be, so everything happens in real time and in 3D.
Watch him. Watch him. Enemy aircraft approaching.
You can see various instrument gauges right in front of us, and the time doesn't really matter, or the score, but the target distance definitely does matter, and we're getting closer and closer now, 17 miles to go. But if the airspeed drops, then our altitude will drop, and if it drops any lower than 176 knots, then we'll fall out of the sky.
What the hell is going on back there? Stay low, stay low, stay low.
We'll then get a debrief. We died of our wounds after parachute deployment, and so that means we died, unfortunately, on enemy territory. So you can see various things. We can switch the searchlights on and off, also the barrage balloons, and things like that. All those things hopefully will speed up this game. And this was released in NTSC compatible mode, so let's stretch that screen. Let's choose the next guy. This is Pennington. He's the senior officer, and he starts at, well, 25 sorties he's already flown, so that means he's already flown quite a few, and he's experienced, and I think this is the senior level that we're flying at the moment, which I think gets us to 12 or 16 in the game. And this one is a night raid, so let's set off on that night raid. We can press that mouse button at any time to skip on through, and this is us controlling the action. So in this part you can see that it's quite a wide map. We can get to lots of places. In this point it's Luxembourg, just outside, which is the target, but once we get on target and once we click on that, we'll get intercepted. And on a night mission you can see the searchlights as well searching for us, and that's a good feature. There aren't that many war game simulators on the Amiga with searchlights, and those will go on and off as they find the target, lose the target as we fly over that landscape. What we need to do as soon as they pop up is shoot at them, and shooting the guns won't matter. We'll need to shoot the fuselage, that's the body of the aircraft. That means it will descend, and that means hopefully that's the end of that. And it doesn't help that every single aircraft in the entire game shoots at us as soon as it comes on the screen.
Burn it 5 o'clock.
We're already taking quite a lot of damage.
Here they come. Heads up, chaps, here they come.
At certain points the captain of the aircraft will shout out directions to us and tell us basically to get a move on with it, and those voice speech samples in the game and those extra effects like the sirens and the noises on that introduction music, the radio samples and that kind of thing really make this game something extra. And now we've got through the firefight, look at that. It's now the 17th of February 1944 according to this, so it's 23:33 just as we get in there. Look at that, entering final approach. So if we get through these enemies, you can see there's a bullet hole all the way through my targeting distances, so I don't know what it is, it's not moving. But once we get there, we'll then move to a different view. At the moment, we're just trying to survive.
What the hell is going on back there?
You might notice also on the instrument panel, as we shoot things down, those bullets will move up and down. Well, they'll move up actually as we use those bullets. I think we've got infinite ammo, and that's unlike Roller Coaster Rumbler, which you might remember had a similar bullet system. We can see all those rounds ticking away on the heads-up display. And so Roller Coaster Rumbler by Tynesoft. I'm not sure if this was anything to do with that game, but this is certainly an action game, and certainly things on the plane can break down. Bandit 6 o'clock means that it's basically directly in front of us, because the captain is shouting those orders from the front. It will say if they're behind us, that's 6 o'clock.
Here they come. Fire! 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 One mile to target. Heads up, chaps, here they come.
Taking a look at that airspeed, we're on 191 knots, so we're still flying, and look at that, the bomb bay doors are opening. That means that sooner or later our target will scroll towards us, and the target will scroll towards us, there it is finally, and anything that's marked in red is a target. So we can actually zoom in and out with those cursor keys, and that helps us zoom in. We can also hold down the mouse button or the joystick controller for a long time, and that will eventually drop a bomb onto that target. And so we've completely failed to hit that bridge. Let's try again. Let's try from the normal view to hit these red targets, and if you get enough bombs on target, of course the damage will eventually blow them up and they will be removed from that map. So we're not having any luck at all on these buildings so far. Look at that, we find some tanks. So zooming up and down, if we zoom up and down on those tanks we can aim better, but don't forget it also takes some time with those cursors. Let's zoom in and out, look at that, it takes some time for the bomb to drop, so we can aim on target. And look at that, something else, it looks like a rail yard. Let's try and get that rail yard with those bombs, and we've got one bomb left and 0 bombs left, so we didn't concentrate those on a good target. Let's get out of here.
Bandits 10 o'clock. Here they come.
Having left the field of action and dropped all of our bombs, then just like a simulator we'll have to return home again. And that means going through the same thing again. And so if one appears from one side and one appears from the other, then that's one pattern, and if another one appears from the distance and flies towards us, that's another pattern. And so this game is made out of patterns which aren't that variable, unfortunately.
Bandits 5 o'clock. Fire! Fire! Fire!
and we're on 179 knots, but we've just evaded another capture. Let's hightail it over there of the English Channel, hopefully, and as soon as we make it onto that next map, we are hopefully safe from the enemy. And that means we'll just have to find a way to land. So this is virtually the first time I've ever played this. I presume this is the airfield. Let's try and make a landing.
Really missed you.
You can see we are met by our girlfriend, or if it's the junior flyer, his mother. And you can see the current mission, we were on 21 there, so he's the highest ranked guy, he's the highest ranked officer, and that means we got through mission 21, we get some score, but also
Jolly well done, old boy.
everything's crashed, so you can't actually see the score table on this particular crack. And that's yet another reason why I was using different cracks whilst I was trying to review this game. And so, auto targeter, that just basically gives us a sign that says shoot here. And aim indicator, I think this is that same thing. Instructor mode is the training mode that we've seen already. And flak on and off. And friendly Lancasters we've seen in the background. Those can be shot down, but those don't really have much bearing on what's going on. So you can see those are our high scores, and I've no idea what's going on at the moment. I'm just randomly clicking new things, and I've clicked new for some reason. So we're starting up a new mission. Let's go for the easiest guy again, Thompson, and we can even put on our name at this point. Let's just press that button wildly and not bother with the call sign. MCPP, that'll do for me. That's mission 1. So let's start again on mission 1. And, well, it said mission 16 there. Diversion for 617 Squadron Raid. Okay, well that's a bit different than I expected. We're now on mission 16. So what does that mean? I've no idea. We've now got no fighters expected, but keep up the guard. So we're waiting around on this date, and there's no fighters expected, so it's a rest date, so I'm out on patrol. And out on patrol means that we can investigate this screen. Unfortunately, we can only get as far as Coventry, so we can't get up to the actual Lancaster. In this case, you can see I'm skipping around here, there's nothing going on patrol, and I certainly don't want to move into enemy territory in case, well, I move into an enemy. We've made another successful landing, and escape is 9 cents of the law. Just don't fight anything at all and you'll survive, and that means we get another scene.
I'm so glad you're back.
And Jennings has completed mission 16. I didn't get any score for doing that. I didn't get any bonuses from doing that. I didn't get any bombing run score from doing that. And I didn't get any penalty. Well, I don't know if I got any penalties or not.
Mission unsuccessful. Return and do it again.
So the verdict is failure. I did not do anything on that mission. So let's skip to another crack. This is the Amiga 1200 020 WXD load crack by Aladdin, and I found that on the EAB file server known as the Zone. So we're going to try it. This is the 020 crack, so hopefully everything will be less jerky on this stretched PAL version that I'm playing at the moment. Let's go for Thompson again. Let's try mission 1, Infantry Training Camp. Okay then, what am I supposed to do here then? Infantry training. This is just like Wings, where it goes through an entire war. And we start in March 1942, I think. Should be a dawdle, whatever it is. There's the enemy. It's south, on the south border of that map. And it looks like we'll need to fly over to Calais and avoid Dieppe. So let's see if this game plays any more quickly with the old 20, or at least if it's even playable with the old 20. Let's set off on that first mission, and you can see that this can be speeded up as well. If you hold down that mouse button, it speeds up towards our destination. And of course, I'm going to the north at the moment, trying to avoid any air raids that I might find, but this isn't the place where we're supposed to go to, which you could see was actually on the south of where we are at the moment. And so let's head back there. We saw the mission briefing, and oh no, we're heading in the wrong direction. We're attacked again.
Here they come.
So this game was requested by Jeremy Dyke all the way back in 2013, and this was taken on the comments section before YouTube took that down. So this is for you. This is the review that you requested, and I'm just managed to grab that screenshot before the entire comments section on YouTube changed and I lost all those comments. So anyway, let's stop messing around. Let's head towards that target this time. We've survived the mini skirmish, and we're now on final approach.
Fire, fire, fire! Under the aircraft approaching. Bernhard by the clock.
Unfortunately, with the old 20 processor, it's not actually possible to shoot anything down before it shoots towards us and puts all that damage into our ship. And yes, Lancasters have been known to take 500 machine gun holes in them and still survive, and have holes dropped all the way through them because of bombs falling onto them from friendly fire and still survive, and even have 2 or 3 of the engines blow up and be on fire and still make it back. You can have landing gear damage, wing damage, fuselage damage, cockpit damage, doesn't matter. The Lancaster is a big old ship and it will survive. Unfortunately, the speed has dropped to 176. That means we're not going to survive, and that was my wasted try with the old 20 crack of this version. And maybe I should have played the old 20 crack in triple O, and then I could have at least played it on the hard drive. So let's just change the crack again. Let's just change back to a disc version. This is an A500 triple O Cortex crack, the disc version, and let's set off again. This is 1942. 3rd of the 5th again, or whatever it meant. I think this is the training mission, so let's head off. Let's get to the objective.
Okay, chap, this is bandit territory. 10 miles to target. Fire, fire, fire! Nine miles to target. Under the aircraft.
This game was designed and coded by Jason Chown, who moved on to Championship Golf in 1991, and he also coded the Ancient Art of War in the Skies, which is a microprose kind of simulatory kind of game with these mini subsections in it. That came out in 1993. And the Ancient Art of War is SimCity mixed in with arcade warlike simulation things, and really it's a side-on shooter and bears little significance to an actual simulator. And of course this isn't a simulator in the strict sense, because these silly attack patterns that we can shoot enemies down left and right, they basically move in front of us like an Operation Wolf game, and as long as we hold that mouse button down continually over some kind of a target, we can shoot all of them down.
Hold out the target. Standard 5 o'clock. Hold out the target. What the hell is going on back there? Hold out the target.
It's also great that we get an announcement to how many miles we've got to go to the target.
One mile to target. Watch him.
That builds up the atmosphere, and it's all about using your imagination in this game. So here we go again with another bombing run, and I think this time it's best to preserve our bombs for when we really need that. And you can see with this crack everything's nice and smooth, and maybe it's best to zoom in on these targets to get them. Look at that, first time shot, that's what I like to see. There's also an enemy car there. Maybe we can zoom in and get that car, or maybe we'll just track it. Well, it's not a car actually, it's a tank, and that's one heck of a zoom, so much so that I can't even see it. There it is, and I've managed to miss it. That was a tremendous shot, and you might expect a lag on the bomb drops, but apparently it drops directly on target, which is a godsend because you don't have to judge wind speed and everything else like the actual targets, and that doesn't affect the flight of the aircraft. This is just looking down on the bombers run, and we don't actually get to fly the actual aircraft at all. We have a pilot and he takes care of all of that. Well, I tried to get that little bit of a thing. I'm not sure if I got it. We'll check the scores at the end of this. And let's hold down that mouse button and speed up. This isn't speeded up footage, this is me speeding through that map.
I've been worried sick about you.
So it's fantastic to see those cutscenes. Reminded me of the games that we've seen. And GB Air Rally was another fantastic game with cutscenes.
Jolly well done, old boy.
This is a Lancaster bomber game rather than an air rally game. Look at that, successful. We've actually got a successful run, so we can change on and off those checklist items anytime that we like between those missions, I think. And I'm not sure whether we did the practice or not, but let's start a simulation. We can choose to continue from where we left off, or to have another guy, and it doesn't seem to have continued from where we left off, and so we're on mission 16 again. I've no idea whether these cracks are working or not, but you can see a rudimentary simulation of the actual war and World War II. So let's try again with the waiting around, waiting for things to attack us again. And this time we'll take a wider route and patrol the perimeter of the island this time, and then we'll simply go home when GCHQ calls us back again and pulls us home again. So you can see we can get, I think, 3 or 4 screens away from where we're supposed to be, but usually northern France and southern Germany is the bombing area, and southern France you don't really need to worry about that, and this northern part of France, well, usually around Luxembourg you can see is what we're supposed to be getting to, and this is just a patrol run, I think. So bomber is under attack, we're trying to get there anyway, so this is another crack and another run of this game.
Here they come.
Taking a look at those scores, it's a mixed bag, and Dato magazine gave this only 10%, complaining that the frame rate was jerky and it was unplayable and it really wasn't a simulator. Generation 4 gave this 31%, Amiga Joker gave this a massive improvement of 32%, Lemon Amiga's current score is 49%, and Amiga Computing gave this a much more impressive 53%, Amiga Format gave this a very average 61%, and C Amiga gave it a much more respectable 79%. Mark Patterson for C Amiga said that this game lacked variety in the attacking front. It seems to be the same patterns over and over again, but he commented on the voice speech sampled sound effects and that great introduction, and what they tried to do in this game was a war bomber simulator where we start off in France and eventually start bombing Germany, and we bomb the Nazis out of existence. So that gives the average score for this ridiculously 5 out of 10.
Fire! 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 Heads up, chaps, here they come.
Having played this now, you can see that there is a lot of action going on, and I like the wing commander hands moving around in the cockpit, which was very novel in 1989. You can turn that off if you want to speed the game experience up, but I don't like to do that. I'd like to waste those frame rates just so that I can see the hands moving around, and unfortunately the finger doesn't hit the fire button, but it's nice to see that. It's nice to see the aircraft bouncing around when we get hit, and it's great to see a copper effect in the sky. We can see the ground below us moving behind us slowly in this environment, and it's a lot better than some conversions of some 3D arcade games that we did get on the Amiga, not pointing any fingers towards anybody, but there were some 3D arcade games which we could have got on the Amiga if they'd had time to optimise this for faster CPUs, and that didn't happen really in the old 20 period, but this O game with its NTSC compatible screen, it's not bad. It gives you the edge, it gives you the countdown and the miles to go, and it does give you a sense of achievement when you get through these waves.
What the hell is going on back there?
Unfortunately, we're not going to get through this one, and this was CRL's best game. It was designed and developed by Showroom Dummies, who I think came together for this one game, and CRL's back catalogue is dire at the best of times, so this might even be the best one of it.
Here they come. Heads up, chaps, here they come. Watch him.
So, thank you for watching my play guide and review of this game. It's quite an easy mouse-driven control game where you just point and shoot, destroy those targets. So that's Commander Jennings, file closed, recrashed and died on impact. That means that we get a medal posthumously. So anyway, this game is the best thing that CRL could offer. It was not done by them, it was made by Showroom Dummies, and CRL sold it. It's not bad, I'd probably give this 6 out of 10. Thank you.